get to the grand final. Lost to the Perth Wildcats the previous year when Paul Rogers, Ricky Grace and company won the championship. Townsville did everything they could to win that one and then made it to the grand final the next year, only to lose to Wollongong. Wilkinson finds Jackson. 5 on the shot clock. Shoots the jumper, comes up short. Mika Bacona can't get it because...
Well, Townsville Crocs in this second half need Peter Crawford to be able to step up. He's currently sitting on a donut, and he leads their team with 15 points per game for the season and 44%, 41 from the 3. Tonight, he's only played 7 minutes, and he's 0 from 2.
Yeah, probably one of those reasons is because Michael Cedars played so well. And just a little hand check in action on the drive. The crowd wanted a continuation.
Yeah, they'd be begging for it. It would have been in the NBA.
Yeah. Eddie Gill. Jackson gets over the top of that one. Abercrombie. That's out of bounds. That looked like it was ready to go out of bounds about 3 times. He saved it.
It's a really important 3 or 4 minutes for the Townsville Crocs to be able to inch their way back. I'm sure get it all back at once. They really just have to be able to continue to try and take small chunks off this deficit.
Yeah, they don't want to be deficit the way New Zealand. Blanchfield to Gill. Gill off the backboard. That's good.
That was a great effort of being able to get that sort of contact and be able to fade away, still have the touch and the poise to be able to bank it.
Corletto. Into Wilkinson. A little too quick for Schencher, but he's too big on the block shot. Loose ball goes to back to Wilkinson.
They did all the hard work, Townsville, to be able to come up with it, but it was Wilkinson that got his... Townsville were playing some sort of...
Gill. Here Crawford. He's got some space. He's off the mark. That's on Blanchfield.
I like the fact that Townsville have mixed up their defense. They obviously had problems defending the middle pick and roll and the slips to the basket. Now going into this little change-up.
Jackson brings for the Breakers. Townsville in that zone. Gill. Crawford with a hesitation and layup. That's good. Peter Crawford breaks off of that bagel.
And that's what the zone allows you to do at stages. When you change that tempo, you get a couple of stops and you're trying to run out of it. Good kick ahead from Gill to Crawford.
Jackson on a good screen by Mika Bacona at the top of the zone. Get it back to Gill. New Zealand been able to keep them at bay throughout the game. Good start. Schencher. His left-hand hook is off the mark. Long rebound goes to Luke Schencher. Jacob Holmes, one bounce dribble for rhythm is good.
That's a smart play, too. He could have settled for the three-point shot, but as we said before, one hard dribble to the free throw line, it's automatic.
Bacona. Blanchfield knocks it out of bounds. 10 seconds on the shot clock. You only get it. Finds Abercrombie. Had to twist and turn in that traffic. Crawford. Abercrombie tries to run him off the three-point line. Does a good job of getting him out of rhythm.
That's normally his shot, though. One bounce going left. Oh, that's a good foul by Eddie Gill. Because Abercrombie was about to smash that. But Peter Crawford, up fake, one bounce left. He's had the same look twice, as we see the little alley-oop pass, a little low. But again, Gill coming through and being able to stop the easy two.
That was a good foul. If it was any higher, I don't think there would have been a whole lot he could. Abercrombie with both free throws. Dish didn't think it was a shooting foul, but he's clearly going to dunk that. There's 6:30 to go here in the third. Blanchfield on dribble and dish with Gill. Centre just too big on the O glass. Crawford. That's a grab by Abercrombie.
Down himself from the now, but he like he was a big-time shooter.
19 on the play.
4:26 to go here in the third.
3 now. 4 now.
Crawford, little step back. That's going to be short. CJ didn't even see the ball. Good heads-up play by Blanchfield. Gill turning the corner. He lays it up and in.
Great take by Gill. Just aggressive. He came off that on-ball screen to be able to get to the basket. Too many guards don't come off with that sort of mindset.
CJ steps back, gets it back to Abercrombie. Good recovery by the Townsville defense and good help.
With Mika Bacona, and instead of just standing behind him, really worked to be able to get in front. Made Mika Bacona really get to that middle and get called for the three-second play.
Get another look away from the ball. That was soft. Breakers still on top. 57-46 here in the third. We'll be back.
You're heading into the wild this Easter. Autobahn's Adventure Sale could really save you.
Super Tool 199-piece toolkit, $89. Pioneer 200-watt USB iPod Smart Media Player, $99. Autobahn.
Cars.
You've suffered in your rights, and so are we. When life takes a wrong turn to Trilby Misso. Trilby Misso Lawyers. Call 1300-TRILBY.
Welcome back here in the Swamp. Stand corrected, Shane. I thought it was a foul on Mika Bacona. That's why I was saying it was soft, but it was 3 seconds.
Yeah, good defensive play by Eddie Gill. You look up at the scoreboard and you start to feel that Townsville are really inching their way back, but New Zealand still have a 12-point lead. They don't feel like New Zealand are playing 12 points better than Townsville right now.
Exactly. I mean, that's about the seventh time I've had to look up and surprised by the lead that New Zealand had, as well as Townsville are playing.
They just where you just feel that momentum starting to move back towards Townsville.
Jackson giving Gill a little grief on the handle. They find Schencher to Blanchfield. Like you said, he sticks that one. He stepped right into that shot with all the confidence in the world. Big bucket.
He shot that like he was 4 from 4, not 0 from 4.
He must know something that we don't. Maybe his last two felt good. Jackson to Boucher to CJ. He takes all the time in the world, comes up short again. Boucher, he's fouled.
This Townsville crowd's getting into it.
They are riding these officials.
And again, I think they're talking about the no call on the charge. With that pass back out, as we see here. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it wasn't real heavy. Let's say if he doesn't fall, does he get that call? No, never.
Yeah, but you don't think he was there?
Oh, he was there, but it wasn't a whole lot of contact. I mean, you know, it could have been called a charge. I wouldn't have said it was ridiculous if it was called.
I think that in past games, we've seen the referees make that call.
Especially last night, there were about 100 charges.
Yeah, they called that. They would have. Then everybody gets used to what's being done. Everybody gets used to what's being called, and so I think it's a bad no call.
Yeah, good point. And this is where a crowd like this gives you a whole lot of help. I mean, I'm not saying that that's not a foul and the referees didn't need any help, but they are riding every call, and that does something to the psyche as Dylan Boucher is bleeding profusely.
Well, I think that was friendly fire. I think that was CJ that got him. There's no doubt it was a foul.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
Just make that play. Boucher right in the mouth.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that have wanted to do that, you know.
What's that? Hit Boucher in the mouth. Not his teammates.
No, not his teammates.
Lady Gill has been really the driving force that gets this team going. And he was outstanding in game 1. He's been outstanding here in game 2 as well. That's the one where you said he was just determined to make a play. Been on both ends of the floor.
There might be some.
Yeah, he just adds a whole lot of poise to this team, doesn't he? He tends to make the right decisions, whether it's a foul on the break like that or being able to the basket like speaking about. Just has poise, is a veteran, controls the tempo and makes his team better.
And you see his number, 6 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists. No indication by his stats of how valuable he's been in this game.
Well, even for, you know, his season stats, he's only averaging 13 points a game at 38%. He only shoots 32% from the threes. Just under 4 assists a game and almost 3 turnovers. But again, those stats really don't show the sort of value that he adds to the team, as Boucher may need to go and get a couple of stitches.
Maybe even a couple of teeth. As we saw Graham Dan when they played against New Zealand on an inbounds play. 5 minutes, 2 seconds here in the third. Townsville still down by 11. but you never know it by the way this game is being played. Blanchfield to Shencher. See, Blanchfield, what's he thinking throwing it to Shencher on the run there? That's where you want it to the big redhead. He creates some space for himself. Just backs down the smaller Abercrombie.
I love that play from Townsville. A clear set play to be able to get it into the big fella. Back to 9.
Pledger. Skill. 3. He's been off the mark all night. Kind of rushed that one. Gill. Explores on the break. They get it back down to Luke Shencher. Peter Crawford with a good look.
And that's a great sign for the Crocs. They needed him to be able to wake from his slumber.
Here comes Townsville. They scored the last 4. It's a 7-point game. Bacona, there's your charge. Crowd erupts on the defensive effort of Eddie Gill.
And that will not show up on the stat set sheet to Eddie Gill. To his the chest.
Eddie Gill comes up with another big play. And just like you said, Shane, you can just sense, even though Townsville is down, the momentum was in their favor. They're just chipping away. Just needed to hit a big shot or two.
No doubt. And to me, you know, if Townsville don't win it here, you know, I'm writing them off. You know, and I could be proven wrong again, but they've got to treat this like it's a final game. They have to go and win it here.
Gill. He's got a mismatch. Pledger with some good D. Jacob Holmes catch and shoot. That's short. Shencher with the offensive tip. No good.
Big fellas should have been able to put straight in.
New Zealand trying to steady the ship. Jackson to Henry. Good closeout by Peter Crawford. Jackson steps back. Shot clock down to 3. C.J. Bruton with a bomb. Comes up short. Jackson with the rebound. Out to Henry for 3. That's off the mark. Jackson trying to keep it alive. Shencher with a rebound. Gill. He doesn't have numbers. He slows it down. Townsville still down 7. Crawford to Shencher. 2.
Got past his man. No looker. Straight to Shencher.
Big Luke on the line. 4 straight points for Townsville. Possibly 6 with these 2 free throws. They know what this is about. They would never say it, that if they lose this one, it's probably over. But I'm sure they would feel it. Missed opportunity. Be hard to lift yourself back up again.
Oh my, Luke Shencher. That just kills you as you've got the momentum with an opportunity to take it back to 5.
Those weren't even reboundable free throws. And just like that, it's propped back up to 9. Gill. Gill's ripped by Jackson. Can he keep it alive? Saves it to Shencher. He's fouled once again.
Luke Shencher's thinking, oh, not again.
Jackson's on the ground. Clearly limping.
Gee, Mims hasn't played much in this game tonight. Only 8 minutes 39 in the first half. This is the first time he's come on in the third quarter too, isn't it?
Yeah, at 13 points. Good game. Boy, if that one rolled out, that fourth one could have been anywhere. Those are his numbers. 7 and 7. He drills both free throws. Ben Allen checks into the game for Big Red. Townsville throwing the kitchen sink in New Zealand, and they've been able to hold them at bay all night.
Still in this little matchup zone defense.
CJ into Pledger. Pledger with a good drop step on the baseline. Reverse layups off the mark. Townsville dodge a bullet. Here comes Gill. Gill gets...
He got contact, but it should have been a three-point play. Good aggressive drive in transition again from Eddie Gill.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at that.
He would not be happy with that miss.
Eddie Gill, 2 shots.
2 shots.
Pledger did all the work on that low post move. Wasn't able to get the soft touch on that spin. On the reverse layup, Eddie Gill drawing Townsville a little bit closer.
10 from 14 from the line for the Crocs, but 18 from 18 for New Zealand. That's it.
New Zealand hold off this surge by the Townsville Crocs.
Back to 5. We're going to ball game here, Steve Carfino.
We sure do. Jackson into Pledger. CJ for 3. Yes, CJ Bruton. Big game situation. He comes alive.
He's just got a dagger just when his team needs it.
Jacob Holmes with an illegal screen. Ooh, he's got some words for CJ as well. Jacob Holmes with a little something. And Jacob straight away had some words for him. And normally he doesn't talk much.
No, he doesn't. Yeah, there had to be more to it than what we just saw on that replay.
Yeah.
That's a big play anyway. 8 points of difference. The big dagger that CJ had to take it to that 8-point margin. Jacob Holmes gets a break. Cedar back into the lineup.
Jackson walks it up against this zone of Townsville. Pledger. Another with 2 straight through. Townsville.
That just kills you. Was that Mims that went in and helped and left CJ Bruton and just hit one from the same spot?
That is a mental error. Mims loses the handle, has a shot swatted. Get it out to Gill. 6 on the shot clock. Gill loses the handle. Fall away, jumper short. Henry with the board. Jackson exploring. Gets it to Thomas Abercrombie just a little too quick. He wanted it up in the air. As you do when you can touch the top of the backboard. Townsville will get the last shot of the 3rd quarter. Cedar with the mismatch. To Gill. He's got all day to line up his 3, but that's not his strong suit. He comes up with a blank. CJ Bruton has given the New Zealand Breakers a 60